So we'll just start with the computer here. Party on, dudes. Progress report 32 and the philosophy of teeth. Interesting. From Lubomir Georgiev. Subject: the LAN party at the end of the universe. Yo, I don't know if you folks noticed, but it's the end of the world. There's nothing we can do about it, so instead of sitting around crying, how about we have some fun before we croak? Yes, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's play some video games. It's LAN party time. Oh man, I wanna join in on this. I haven't done a LAN party in ages. Oh man. 2 days from now, we're all getting together at the old school library. There will be noms, drinks, music, and old school gaming. You're invited, and bring your friends too, especially if they're hot. See you in 3000 BC from Lub Lub. Aw, thank you, Lub Lub. I may intend. 2 days from now, you say? Interesting. I'll have to clear up my schedule. Nadia Sarabai. From Nadia to the Ian mailing list, progress report 32. We know that Sarabai died, according to the Arcades journal that we read in the previous one, so assuming that she sent this at some point before she died. Like, this is probably before she died. Anyway, we've gotten to that irritating point where all the major stuff is in place, and all we have to deal with are a million little things. The main modules are all functioning and interacting with each other correctly. The process is happening more or less as we planned. This could actually work, but it's still crude as hell. Some of it's just surface stuff, like random usernames. Some of it's more worrying. Various bugs, the fact that we haven't run more extensive tests. We've got a lot of polishing to do. With the team down to half the original size, I'm not sure we can actually finish everything that needs to be done. So what I'd really like to discuss tomorrow morning is a new set of priorities. Please put some thought into what you think must be finished at all costs. From Nadia. P.S. Alexandra, get some sleep. I know you're still working. This is your baby. We're going to need your input tomorrow. Yeah, things are kind of coming down to the wire on this apocalypse thing. Losing like half the team. Very interesting. I'm really curious to know what's actually happening, or what actually happened with this whole project and the real world and the apocalypse and whatever all that is all about. I want to know. I want to figure it out. Anyway, the philosophy of teeth. Last night I had a simple but brilliant idea. Everyone who would like to write about philosophy or spirituality, especially to make some kind of grand statement about the nature of the body and the soul, should first experience a really bad tooth infection. I don't just mean a slight toothache, I mean the kind of hardcore infection that happens when several incompetent dentists miss a cavity in one of your back teeth, and the thing keeps growing and growing until the nerve itself is really badly infected. I mean, the pain is unimaginable. It comes in waves, and these waves drown out everything else around you. You can't talk, you can't move, you can't think. There's just pain and absolutely nothing else. It is like your brain just gets hijacked by it. And then you go to the dentist. And, assuming you get a decent one, they stick some chemicals in you, which make you go numb. Then they drill a hole in you, cut the nerve, snip, snip, and it's over. Just like that, like repairing a car or a watch. Your whole existence was crippled by this tiny, tiny nerve, sending electrochemical signals into your brain, and this unimaginable pain, which nearly blotted out your very consciousness, can be stopped by just a little cut. We should call this the Toothos Principle, but that's incredibly stupid. I don't get the purpose of that. Like, why do you want everybody to experience that unimaginable pain and then just have it cut from their lives? Okay. A little telescope.
When the scale of it all overwhelms me, this is what I tell myself. We can calculate the age of the Earth, the size of the universe, the future of the stars. Sure, we are minuscule, momentary flashes of thought on a grain of sand drifting through the cosmos. But our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. On, say, Friday, 1,000,000 years from now, we'll all be dead. But right now, we know what the night sky will look like on that day. And so, in a way, we're not entirely bound by time. Knowledge is a kind of freedom.
I do really like getting more insight into Alexandra and a lot of like what drives her and like why this whole project, you know, why this thing happened, why it exists. I think it's pretty cool. I'm just going to rest here for a while. I need a moment of peace. Destiny can wait. At version 17. Destiny can wait, but, you know, don't want to miss out on all your dailies. Is there anything else back over here? Maybe? No? Okay. So there's the other computer terminal that we found, and no, like, star or anything. Not, at least nothing obvious out here. Almost missed you. I keep trying to imagine that all of this is designed for some purpose. Not just the challenges, but Elohim, the terminals, the glitches and all. The puzzle isn't before our eyes, it's behind them. Sheep, version 69. Oh yeah. Yeah, I agree, 110% Sheep. This is all just kind of fluff. Like, I'm trying to figure out what's actually going on. Try to unravel this world, Elohim, the terminals, Milton, the apocalypse that happened, just everything, all of it. All right, what do you got, mystery blue computer? Transcendence, matter, and build a universe. It's like Build-A-Bear, but bigger. Reader responses to last week's article on science and atheism. I am perfectly aware of all the arguments against religion. In fact, I agree with most of them. There is no question that there is an objective material reality. I'm also absolutely convinced that only a secular society can be truly equal and just. And yet, I believe I am, as they say, a person of faith. Religion, to me, is not about distorting observable reality with superstitions, but about transcendence. Oh man, there's that word again. It's not about deluding ourselves that the earth is 6,000 years old, or God will help us if we say the right words inside our heads, but about reaching out to the sublime. This is not a rejection of reason, but its application to a set of experiences that cannot be approached by more traditional means. True engagement with religion is humbling. It transcends culture, nationality, and gender. As such, I think it goes hand in hand with science and is not opposed to it. From Dr. Omar Garib, the Institute for Applied Nomadics. Kind of an interesting thought. It's very interesting when you see like a scientist or a declared person of science, an engineer or a mathematician or a physicist or what have you, who is religious. They always have some very interesting perspective. All right, matter.txt. Also transcendence. That was just in one of the C-5 QR codes. The shepherd or somebody was talking about it. I don't know. I just recorded that episode, so that word is stuck in my head because he said it like 4 times. Anyway, true. There are certain idealist books, not of a clerical character, but philosophical ones, wherein you can read that time and space are categories of our minds, that they result from the requirements of our thinking, and that nothing actually corresponds to them in reality. But it is difficult to agree with this view. If any idealist philosopher, instead of arriving in time to catch the 9 p.m. train, should turn up 2 minutes late, he would see the tail of the departing train and would be convinced by his own eyes that time and space are inseparable from material reality. The task is to diminish the space, to overcome it, to economize time, to prolong human life, to register past time, to raise life to a higher level and enrich it. This is the reason for the struggle with space and time, at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to at the basis of which lies the struggle to subject matter to man. Matter, which constitutes the foundation not only of everything that really exists, but also of all imagination. From a Bronstein thing. Build a universe. In his remarkable 1978 essay, How to Build a Universe That Doesn't Fall Apart 2 Days Later, Philip K. Dick discusses the two themes that are most central to his work. What is reality? And what is an authentic human being? Yeah, this is very Philip K. Dick. That's a strong theme that's been running through this whole game. I've gotten a lot of like Blade Runner, Matrix vibes and stuff from it. His speculations and experiences will seem extraordinary to a reader unfamiliar with his work. Yet, despite what may seem like far-fetched ideas, somehow the world of the Bible is a literally real but veiled landscape, never changing, hidden from our sight, but available to us by revelation. Or the notion that perhaps we all exist in the year 50 AD. Dick actually delivers one of the simplest, most elegant, and most useful definitions of reality ever formulated. Reality is that which, when you stop believing in it, doesn't go away. Materialist philosophers have expressed similar ideas before. For example, Straton of Stagira's Talos Principle. But it's particularly interesting to see such a thought expressed by a decidedly more mystical writer. Whoa. It's cut off there. That's kind of cool. Alright, and it didn't look like there were any stars or anything out here, although there was a can of paint that I'm going to want to mess with before we're done. YouTube, remind me. Don't let me forget that there was a can of paint up on the thing there, and I want to leave a message at some point. We'll come back for that, though.